Hey there, everybody. Robert Taylor with Wonderscape Creations, continuing on with our series for the Ninja Bear plugins. So, in this one, we are going to go over hit reactions. So, when you hit something or something hits you, then you flinch, react to it. You know, same old, same old when it comes to RPG type combat or really any kind of combat. So, let's go ahead and get this started. First thing we're going to start off with is the animation itself. Now, obviously, based off my folder structure here, it's an ability, and we're going to go ahead and right click, new folder, and I'm going to do hit reactions, and open it up, and we want an animation montage of the, for us, that's weird. Oh, that's right, we need the mannequin. Essential sword one, and do am underscore hit reaction. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And I have 4 for me to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and place them in here. They have to be placed in here one at a time, just like this. And as you can see right here, now we can see the issue. And we're going to go ahead and fix it while we're here because it's going to bother me otherwise. First thing we want to do is find our shield. And we want to turn that off. Bring you forward just a tiny bit. So we don't need to see it. And then for the sword, not sure why it looks as weird as it does. That's right, we don't want to do this. I remember it was looking weird. Well, we'll fix it when it comes to it. I forgot the sorry, the animations are sometimes a little weird. So, anyways, what we'll do here is for the default. This is B, so that means back. So I'm going to change this to back. Then I'm going to right click here, new montage section. We're going to name it front. And we'll do it again right here. Montage section. This is L, so left. I want to make sure that they line up with the end of an animation. New montage section, right. Now this is an extremely important part that many have skipped. We need to go to the montage sections window, remove link, remove link, remove link, and there we go. We now have everything linked up exactly how the animation needs to be. All right, so now we need to configure the strong hit reaction, which we don't really have one. Let me take a quick look. All right, I did find some, and I noticed I was using the two-handed getting hurt one, so I changed those before I came back. So now we are going to, sorry, don't know why I opened that. Go here to the content drawer. We need another one of these animation montages. I'm just going to duplicate it and do heavy hit reaction. It's a bit more heavy than I'd like, but there's not really much of any other choice. It's going to knock him down. There we go. And we're going to have to, at some point, make an animation montage where, and ability where after this happens, they then get up. Because for now, they're just going to all of a sudden float themselves upright, which, fine, we'll do. Okay, we'll name this back to default. Sorry about that. Hit save. And now we need to make the hit reaction ability. The hit reaction ability is quite unique, and I'll show you why. We'll do combat ability hit reaction. GA hit reaction. And it's unique because it has animation reactions and animation contexts. So what we are going to do is open this up and look for the context. Is it context? No, combat. Effect. Damage. Knockback. And then we're going to choose the heavy hit reaction. The next thing we need to do is get this normal hit reaction. And the default we will put front, I believe is what it was called. Let's go to it real quick. Yes, front. That's what we are going to put for our default. Now the next thing we need to do is the animation directions. You can have as many as you want. As you can see, there are 10 right here, but all we need are 4. So for us, I'm going to delete all of them and just put 6 because I haven't messed with only doing 4 yet. I've just been doing it as it is provided. So 0 to 35 is front. Then if we do negative 35 to 0, it is front. And then the next one is negative 164 to negative 30, not point, negative 36. And this one is set up to be left. Then if we do 36 to 164, that is going to be right. Then for the backs, we have 165 to 180 for back. And then negative 180 to negative 165, again for back. Now this is going on angles based off of your forward vector and the forward vector of who you are attacking. Obviously, you can choose the location weight and the attacker location weight. So hit an attacker. That way you can choose either based off of where they got hit or in which direction the attacker, in which direction the attack came from. I prefer that one because sometimes the hit trace will hit in their back despite you being in front of them. But it also depends on what you're doing. So we have that set up exactly how it needs to be here. So the next thing we need to do, as you can see, ability hit reaction is right there. We've got all of this going. We will mess with blocked attacks in a moment. So we're going to go ahead and hit compile and save. And now we need to do a couple of things that we did for ourselves when we made our character. And the first thing of that, I'm going to close these, is let's go to gas and data. Yes. So we open this up. Yes, this is what we want. For now, they can have the exact same one we have. We're going to hit the default ability. We're going to look for the GA hit reaction. So we have that set up. It is perfectly reasonable to have one for each type of enemy, and the unique ones for unique enemies, and one for the player. But to save up on some time, I'm just going to keep this stuff identical for the moment because it's not necessary at the moment to change those things. And then the next thing is we're going to configure a damage, enemy damage, data asset for damage. Boy, that was a mouthful. So this data asset doesn't appear to need to go in the asset manager. If it does, we'll know in the future. So we're going to go ahead and go into here. Let me close that. And where to put this? We have input, we have inventory. Why not? Let's make a combat folder now. And then damage data assets. We will open it up. And we're going to create a new data asset. And it's going to be of type Ninja Combat Damage Data Asset. So DA underscore damage underscore bot, because it's going to be AI that's registering this. And now we're going to set the death time limit to 5. So essentially, if nothing happens upon their death, something breaks or whatever, when they die, after 5 seconds, it'll just delete the character if everything's broken for some reason. It's a safety feature, essentially. The next thing we want to do is get a damage handler and get combat interfaces. And what this is going to do is it's going to search for the melee damage and the projectile impacts. And this is essentially what will trigger the reactions in the weapons, such as sounds and particles, which is something we have not discussed yet intentionally. Let's go ahead and save this. Now we need to configure our enemy. We have not made any of these yet. And we're going to go ahead and quickly make one now. So at this point, characters is not actually ours. We are going to right click, new folder, and do blueprints. Then open this up, new folder, characters, open this up, and we're going to create a new character class right here. We will hit character. Oh, no, we don't want the actual character. The blueprint, and we want Ninja Gas character. Select, and then we're going to hit BP enemy base. So our basic enemy, nothing too major. And as you can see, it has a character ability component. And we'll give the same one that our player has. Save up on some time. And now for the mesh, I'm just going to choose the Manny. We'll do the same one that we have. And now this needs to be negative 89 in the Z, and then negative 90 in the Z for rotation. Now the enemy is as it should be. we are going to be starting looking this direction. Let's go ahead and find them and place one in the world. Face it in the correct direction. Excuse me. Let me lock that back up. Now then, let's make sure we have everything as we should. We need to set up the combat manager component. So let's add a combat manager, Ninja combat manager right there. Enter. And yep, we need to add the interface here. Of course, there's a whole bunch of them. So let me find exactly which one we need here. Combat system interface. All right. And now we go ahead and we don't have a weapon manager right now, so we can ignore that one. Get combat mesh and place that right there. And then get combat manager, Ninja combat manager. Okay, we have that set up as it needs to be. And now that that is done, we need to select the Ninja Combat Manager, go to Damage Manager, and that's where we put the damage data asset. We'll go over targeting and defense stuff later. We added the ability data already, and now for the collisions, we need to first go to the capsule collision. We're going to just search for collision. And it needs the capsule collision needs to ignore the weapon, I believe. Yep. And then the mesh needs to block the weapon. That way it looks for hitting the mesh instead of the collision in order to get the attack. Now let's go ahead and see if it all works out. Just want to head that on. All right. So it looks like there was something I missed in the connection of the systems. Oh, I think I know what it is. Let me take a quick look here at the player character. Game modes, third person character. And we go to, yeah, we still have the, yes, let me double check real quick. All right, I was able to find the bug, and it's nothing on our side. Apparently, the code that we have for the temporary fix that was provided by Uriel only works if the sword and shield are in their separate, in their own separate equipment and inventory, not inventory, equipment and item definitions. So in the next episode, we are going to go ahead and separate them. That way we can then confirm that the hit reaction does work. Well, we can confirm it right now. If I come over here to this sword and shield, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the shield. Well, let's properly remove it here. Delete. Let's save. And you'll see debug lines have shown up. And I missed them, went all the way around them. There we go. He's getting hit, and he is reacting. If I hit him from this direction, it changed. If I'm directly behind him, there we go. So hitting is working. So In the next episode, we're going to get these separated so that we can properly um, have everything working. And Uriel is 100% aware of it at this time. And for the time being, you can't have sword and shield or dual swords or dual daggers in the same one without uh, doing some code changes, which I'm going to try to figure out, but may not happen until Uriel comes up with a permanent fix. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.